Oh yeah, come on in. Don't be shy, don't stall. We got a funky vibe, yeah. Welcome all. It's a safe spot where the truth unwinds. Share your thoughts, leave your worries behind. Woo! Defense Fest, that's where you belong. Click that like and groove along. Hit subscribe, let the love flow free. Join the fam where you're meant to be. Woo! Got mysteries and stories that feeling right. We dig deep, ain't no secrets to hide. No judgment here, just an open crew. We're all about justice and the honest view. Yeah, Defense Fest, that's where you belong. Click that like and groove along. Hit subscribe, let the love flow free. Join the fam where you're meant to be.
It would help if you're unmuted, Jodie. Good morning. G'day. Good evening. Buongiorno. Ciao. Come stai? How the fuck are you? I'm good, thanks for asking. Blame now. And you can thank Tanya for that. Because, well, you can blame Tanya for that because she's the one that made you listen. Yeah, new microphone stand. Because numbnuts here, it's clamped to your table, your bench, and it's on a levered arm, and I couldn't undo the screw thing to it, so someone might have cracked the shits a little bit and might have broken it. Wasn't me, okay? I didn't do it. So the reason I'm late is because, I couldn't decide on which mug I should actually use for this evening's stream. I couldn't decide whether I went with this one. Can you see that? Is it backwards? Oh, mirror my screen. Let me have a look. Settings. Oh, not that one. That one. Excuse me. Camera. Unmirror my screen. Okay. Couldn't decide between that one or that one. Now, that one was a gift from an old boss. Yep. Lucky it was a she. Hey, Christine, how you going? Welcome to the madhouse. All right, so it's been a week, okay? It's been a minute. And I organised the theme for this stream last Sunday. And I'm not sure if you know, but I ended up in hospital the start of the week. So I have not even looked at this since then. So it'll be fun for both of us. It'll be a what do you call it? A live reaction stream because I have no idea what it's going to tell me. But it looks interesting. My stream plan definitely looks interesting. It goes back, right back. I asked it to produce a timeline of events for me, from all of the documents and all of the hearing stuff, and I wanted everything chronological. I couldn't either. That's why I was so late. It starts in June 25th, 1970, that's when Kevin Russell Mullins was born. So it was a comprehensive timeline, if nothing else. So he was a year older than me. That's it, a year older. Fuck, I'm old. Fuck. Actually, a year and a half. Because I'm December 71. So, and that's coming up way too fast. So, the title of this stream is, was Mickey a villain or was he a victim here? Because the further that I dig into this, the more I think that he actually felt quite trapped. I'm almost 100% sure he knew what was going on at Letcher County and at the courthouse, but I also believe he didn't know what to do about it. He didn't know how he could do anything about it. I mean, who do you complain to? The judge? How far up do you go? How far up can you go? Who, if he has such, strong belief system that what was happening was wrong and he can do nothing about it, how much of that can you take? Especially when you have children in the area and you live in the community, So yes, the more I think of, the more that I find, and the more that I watch, and the more that I hear, I think he felt like he had no other option. Oh, hello, mister. Hello. We're live, so they can all hear you being a sookie lala. Yeah, they can hear you. Yes, so that's, oh, hello. Hello. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Mummy's home. Yes, I know. Right, so with that in mind, that's the angle that I'm coming from, until proven otherwise. There is nothing coming. There's no documents been released. There is no rulings on the last motion that the Commonwealth put in for the change of venue. Nothing. There has been another woman come forward, Gemma Buckley from Letcher County. Now, she actually didn't have schmexual relations with anybody, but was propositioned by the judge on many occasions and turned him down, and suffered the subsequent retribution of that. And if I can find it, I will bring up, so Brian Enton interviewed her last week. So I'll track down his stream, and share what she had to say. But so, as Tia said, there's a lot of women out there that are either too scared to come forward, or who do they tell? They don't know who to tell. Where do they go? Yes. And you go back to, so there's the three women that I'm aware of. If anyone knows any more, so Sabrina, who actually took Ben Fields to court, and he was in prison for 6 months, if you can call it that. He was given like the royal treatment there, and the way that the judges behaved within the courthouse and the jail that are coming out now, like he would go down to the jail and they would catch him having cigarettes with the inmates. You can't, I don't understand how you can have a position of authority and a social connection and do both well. It's like parenting as a best friend. Like, you can't. You need to set your boundaries first. You're a mother before you're a friend. I don't know. That's just me. I just think it's very, very sad. Very sad. And mainly sad for Mickey's family, to be honest. All right, so let's go through this together, shall we? What have we got to share? Okie dokie. So Judge Mullins was admitted to the Kentucky bar in 1995. So what was I doing in 95? Well, I had my first daughter in 98, so it wasn't that. I've been married 1 year. Then he became, in 1999, Mickey Stines began working for X. I can't remember what that stands for, EKCS. Do you remember what it stands for, Tricia? Being the Kentucky gal? I think he did, yes. I think he just, I mean, where do you go from there? Like, who the hell do you complain to if the judge and the entire courthouse was in on it, a part of it, allegedly? Who do you complain to? Who's going to listen? And apparently there's been whispers that the feds are in Kentucky. They've been apparently cited in a few counties with the excuse of Medicaid fraud, addressing that. Can't remember which counties it was, but apparently there's a particular clinic somewhere out yonder that has been a little bit naughty with some OxyContin or Endo, I believe. It's heard on the grapevine. So they've been collecting all the scripts and, yeah. Because what? All right, let's go back to the start. I don't know how many of you actually know the whole story here. And where is it? I was looking up some stuff before, and I found this thing on TikTok, and I never watched TikTok when it came up in my search, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because they made it out to sound like they had audio to the video, the original video. Let me see if I can share it. Stop that. Oop, share. Come on. There it is there. Can I make that bigger up? Let's embiggen. I haven't even edited this yet. This is straight off the cutting room floor, okay? This is this is raw backstage shit that no one gets to see. All right. Not edited at all. This is just purely grabbed off the screen and dumped. Lectola. Yeah, I cut it there because they they actually got all the facts wrong from there on in. So the sheriff, the sheriff of Letcher County, basically opened fire on the judge in his own chambers. 8 shots. Dead. Done. Dusted. Caught on CCTV footage, and there is no audio with it, so that was all plastered in. But the reason there was CCTV footage in the first place is because of the case of Ben Fields and Sandra. That's not Sandra. What's her name? Oh, come on, what's her name? Oh, Brandon. Hey, how you doing? You're popping right on a brain dead moment. What was the case with Ben Fields and Sabrina? Sabrina, that's right. Sorry, I remember. So she actually took Ben Fields to court. She charged him with sexual harassment, and what had happened, he was a bailiff during the day, and at night he would take over the ankle monitoring of the women, of all the people that had ankle monitors on for home, when they have it at home. Home, what do you call it? Detention? Yeah. My brain fog started already. Early. So they would come in and have their ankle monitors attended to, put on, taken off, read, whatever, repaired. And some of the women either couldn't afford it or they would be propositioned by him. And if they performed certain acts, he would take their monitor off and he wouldn't tell anybody and they could just do what they liked. But if randomly one of the judges requested their presence or their location, immediately he would just dob them in and say that they absconded. So anyway, one of these people was Sabrina. She actually had him charged and went to court and won, and he was jailed for 6 months over. But 3 days prior to the shooting of Judge Mullins, Mickey Stines was called to testify. So was called to do a deposition in that case. And they believed that was the trigger for him because Ben Fields was one of his deputies. So he probably feels responsible for what happened there to an extent. And that's only just one of the things that that's been coming out as far as Judge Mullins and his antics, and it went not just him, it was the higher up attorneys and all through. Everyone in the courthouse knew, which is shit. Anywho, moving on. So, okay. So Judge Mullins was an assistant Commonwealth attorney in Letcher County from 2001 to 2009. And Mickey he started working for the Letcher County Sheriff's Office as a deputy court security officer. But he never attended the full academy. He was grandfathered in. Now, I actually had to look that up because I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And I can give you the definition. In legal terms, it often means that exempting existing entities from new regulations. For example, if a city passes a new law that requires all restaurants to have a certain type of fire alarm, older restaurants might be grandfathered in and not need to make this upgrade. Or socially, the term can refer to members of an organisation who retain their existing privileges even when new rules are adopted. So, in other words, he got in without having to do what was asked, I assume. Got on a technicality, maybe, who knows? So when Ben Fields, he worked as the assistant chief deputy jailer at Letcher County Jail from 2008 to 2019. In 2009, Kevin Mullins appointed district court judge. Oh, he was appointed as a district court judge. 2009. Okay. Oh, for Kentucky's 47th Judicial District. Oh, okay. January 21, 2014. Michael Clark. Now, Michael Clark is the preacher man. He was involved in a motor vehicle accident and tested positive for cocaine and benzos. So he, it's public knowledge that he had addiction problems prior to finding the Lord, apparently. He actually had, I think it was 8 felony charges against him, and had spent 5 years in jail as well. And there is something really off about him. He is not, there's more to him than meets the eye. I personally think that he's the one that is or was supplying the rugs, because he had the contacts. So what they would do would, allegedly, was they would, like the women that were sober, they would offer them free rugs, and have all these encounters and get them back on the addiction pipeline, and then they would hold that over them. So if ever they refused to comply, then they were either, their charges were bumped up, or child support, CPS was involved. They would call them. So they had them over a barrel no matter what they did. And as Tia Adams said, you know, if you were sober, you were more likely to talk or to speak about, tell people about what was going on. Whereas if you were high, you were happy to have fun. So that's where they wanted you. So they provided all of that in various properties around Letcher County and in the courthouse as well. So when I play you the interview with Brian Enton, this woman explains it all. I think when Petra first got arrested, that opened the door up for the judge to use that again. Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. He didn't seem like he was like uncomfortable in that room. Who knows? Who knows how involved he was? We haven't gotten to any of that. We haven't even got a trial date or anything. So it's like really gone cold. It's gone quiet. There is nothing happening. And I thought once we got through this, we could on my way home tonight. I know my brain goes in stupid places, but I started to write a song in my head about Mickey. So we could do that. I think that might be a fun exercise, given that I've had limited time in acquiring research. That is my goal this weekend. I am dedicating this entire weekend to research, because I've gotten so far behind. So far. Anywho. All right, so 2012, Sabrina Atkins, that's when she developed her painkiller addiction, and that Michael Clark, 2 years later, was involved in their motor vehicle accident. Oh, that's right. In 2014, now Hillbilly Crime had this. She went right through his history of employment and all of his applications to the government, and he actually applied for disability pension from that accident and was denied. But apparently now he's fully employable and has managed to go from county to county preaching quite readily. All right, so Mickey was elected as the Letcher County Sheriff in 2018. So he's been, 7 years in the job. And at that same time, Ben was hired because he replaced Mickey's position that he was in the ankle monitoring. So Ben took over where Mickey left and went into the sheriff's position. Home incarceration, it was called. So he began working as a CSO for the Letcher County Sheriff's Office, the home incarceration. And because he worked as a bailiff during the day, it had to be done after hours, and it was done at the courthouse. So that's where the opportunity arose. Alana Hensley. Who the hell's that? Okay, skip that bit. Comprehensive, very comprehensive. 2021, April 21, Sabrina Atkins was arrested in Letcher County and incarcerated until June 2nd, 21. Early 21, Sabrina released on home incarceration, and Ben Fields was assigned as her home incarceration officer. So June 21, Sabrina Atkins and Ben had a flirtatious texts and Facebook messages commence. Oh, that's very naughty, isn't it? Ooh, look out. Give you a spanking. Now, who is Jason Eccles? Is he one of the people that was in that room that Mickey kicked out when he shot the judge? Because that name keeps coming up, and I keep thinking of Jensen Eccles. And I can't picture who this guy is. Jason Eccles. Where am I? So apparently this Eccles and Fields were starting to exchange. They're the Facebook messages that we looked at. The ones we went through on the documents. Yes. Okay, that was them. So that came out in July 21. August the 2nd, Ben Fields had their first encounter after hours at the courthouse. August 2nd, 2021. And the ankle monitor was removed. He told her that she wouldn't have to pay fees. The activity allegedly occurred 4 to 6 times in Judge Mullins's private chambers. Could you imagine going through? Oh no, I have to say, I have to apologise. My humour is very dark, given the life experience that I have witnessed in nursing. You have to have a dark sense of humour. I had someone die on me whilst I was walking them down the corridor because their nappy fell down. Yeah, and the first things out of my mouth was she died of embarrassment. So just take my sense of humour with a grain of salt. That's my innate coping mechanism, and I'll stick with that. So what I was going to say was, can you imagine going through the judge's chambers with the UV light? Sorry, my bad. Keep reading, Judy. Focus. Okay. Yeah. More additional inappropriate images and messages sent on Facebook. Goodness me, these are naughty boys. Oh, hang on a second. This is how comprehensive. Let me tell you. Oh, shit, you not. I will read verbatim the summary. Okay? Late November, early December of 2021, Sabrina Atkins had oral sex with Ben Fields twice at the courthouse. Not once, twice. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's nothing but Sarah. She polished it clean. Oh, Lord. Someone stop me. Make me stop. Mute me. Put me on a timeout. All right. What did you do next? Got a towel, brush your teeth. No. I've really got my wrong glasses on. December, early January, she had sexual intercourse with Ben Fields. Only once, though, at the courthouse. January 26th, that's Australia Day. Sabrina Atkins was arrested at Pike County for escape based on a false complaint. Oh, she must have said no. So January 31st, the Letcher County Sheriff's Office received a complaint about Ben Fields from a reporter. The Sheriff Stines spoke with County Attorney Patton, Commonwealth Attorney Banks, and later Brianna Cornett regarding allegations against Fields. Judge Kraft and Robbie Kinser, the drug court coordinator, informed Sheriff Stines of Fields' misconduct, apologising for not reporting it sooner. Oh, so they knew. They knew. Hey, Lizzie! Happy birthday for yesterday. I did. Hang on, scroll up. Yay! You old fart. How old did you turn? Do I want to know? Oh, don't do I? It's probably half my age. Lovely to see you. You come in at the good bits. You missed one funny bit. I'm sure there's more. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's my humour. Okay, so it sounds like these judges knew and didn't tell Mickey about it until there was a complaint. Okay. So the 2nd of February, Mickey sacked Ben Fields. And then he was interviewed with Matt Easter. Now his name comes up a lot. 35. Oh, see? Yeah, just swap those numbers around and that's me. Turn them backwards. 35. Oh, what I was doing at 35. What I did all night at 35 takes me all night to do now. All right. you know what? I think 35 would be the age that if I could turn back time, that's where I would go. Yep. Right, so Ben was sacked in February of 22, interviewed by Matt Easter, where he admitted he had the schmexual encounters in the bathroom at the courthouse and deactivating the ankle bracelets. What? And deleting communications. Okay, cool. Next. Jennifer Hill. Who's Jennifer Hill? Okay. So there must have been 2 litigants against Ben Fields for sexual abuse, because she passed away on the 19th of January in 2023 from a drug overdose. And so apparently her criminal charges against Ben Fields were obviously dropped then, because they were dismissed. She was dead. There's that. So he entered a plea agreement with regards to Sabrina Atkins, and he pleaded guilty to 3rd-degree rape. And sodomy. That's a pain in the ass. Yeah. Tampering with prisoner. Christ, Jody, get some new glasses. Tampering with prisoner monitoring devices and perjury. Sentenced to 7 years imprisonment, but he only served 6 months. And he went straight in as a trustee with special privileges, private room, TV, cigarettes, the works. So he didn't do hard time. So Patty Stockholm, why is she involved? Where does she fit into this? That name keeps coming up. I'm going to have to do some digging. Why is his deposition taken? I'm confused. Doesn't take me much. All right. If he pleads guilty, though, and takes a plea deal, it doesn't need to go to court. I suppose they still have to take his depo, don't they? All right. That makes sense. So, September 11th, 24, Ben Fields' deposition is taken. On the April the 9th of 24, Sabrina Atkins' deposition was taken by Zoom. And on the 16th of September 2024, Mickey Stines was a 5-hour deposition in that case. And that was 3 days before the shooting. So then September 19, 2024, apparently at 2:40 p.m., Judge Kevin Mullins was fatally shot 8 times. It says here in the Winsburg courthouse chambers. Was it? It was Letcher County. What the fuck are they on about? Okay. September 20, joint motions for a stay and extension of deadlines was filed in the Atkins Fields case. Why it's got that in there, I have no idea. Grand jury testimony on October 21st of that year, which was leaked. November 21, Letcher County Grand Jury indicted Sheriff Stines on 1 count of murder of a public official. Now, does that make it? Because in Australia, if you're employed in a certain industry, not just law enforcement, like if you're employed as a bus driver by the government and stuff, if any crimes are committed on your person, they are actually escalated up to the next level. So it goes from, aggravated assault to grievous bodily harm. So does that happen in the US as well? So actually the charges would go up to the next level, like it make it a capital offence type of thing, or first degree minimum, given who was shot. Does that make sense? I'm assuming that's what would happen. And Mickey was, if you've seen the footage, Mickey was very bizarre after the shooting. He actually surrendered himself. There's videos of him surrendering his weapon, and the deputies were like, looked at him in shock, like, what are you doing? Why have you put your weapon down and got your hands up? Before they actually took him to the ground and arrested him, like the disbelief, because he walked straight in behind them whilst they're standing at the doorway, not knowing where the shooter is. That would be bizarre. But yes, he handed himself straight in, and then his behaviour was very paranoid. It was like he was worried that the people that were going to take him to the Letcher County Jail were going to like pull over somewhere and off him, and very, very paranoid about his family, even with the people that he worked with for years that were there at the time. Now, I did do a little bit of digging around this, and there was a high up attorney at the courthouse. I can't remember his name off the top of my tongue, but he went and sat in on Mickey's deposition for the 5 hours. Wasn't involved as a participant, wasn't involved as an attorney, just sat there to listen to what he had to say. And I'm thinking to see what he would give away, basically. And I think that pressure really got to him. And he's popped up again a couple of times. I will find it for the next one, his name and all the details. But I read that, yeah, he was there at the deposition, and it was him that had allegedly made threats against his family if he said anything. Speculation, okay? But it makes sense why he was so paranoid afterwards. It was bizarre. So he's actually officially applied for the insanity defense. Like, he's made that motion, and that's the road they are going down. But the Commonwealth have put in the request for a change of venue, which has not been ruled upon yet. So hopefully, where is it that you're at, Teresia? What county? Hopefully they move it there. That would be good. I still got that map. I should still. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the map of Kentucky, shall we? Yeah. Why the fuck not? Let's get some perspective happening, because I really had no idea. Coming from Australia, Letcher County, Pike County, they all sound the same to me. I have no idea. Okay, where is it? Sheriff Stines. Oh, Jody, you're funny. Names that you file things under. Crap myself up. Okay, go away. Ooh, there's some good stuff in here. Oh, Michael Clark biography. Okay, Kevin Mullen's biography. Oh, I did do some research. Oh, I've got Mickey's competency. Where is it? Oh, Jesus. All right, I've saved heaps. Wow. When did I do all this work? I must be half asleep when I do this shit. Forget it's there. Holy crap. Where the hell did I save the map? Come on. I bet you I saved it. It's somewhere random, totally random. I bet you. Knowing me. No, not there. NFI. One more look. One more. It's not in this one. It won't be anywhere. Nope, it's not there. You shit out of luck. Sorry. I'll find another one. All right, where are we at? No one's answered me on who this Jason Eccles fellow is. Jason Eccles. Who? Let's ask the Google Mabob. Oh, he's got a Facebook page. He's on the Letcher County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. My name is Jason Eccles and I'm a sheriff's deputy. I work as court security and am dedicated to serving my community. Okay. Definition of the word serving. Court cases. Letcher employee spotlight. Jason is a I love my county and take great pride in serving the people here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I shit you not, that was there. Yeah. He lives in Whitesburg, Kentucky. Okay. So was he in the room? What was that? What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm missing chat. Goodness me. Let's get back. Oh, you suckhole. Nice one. Nice one. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. No, mine were pretty boring. I started 35. I came to my own, I think. Yeah. 35 to 45 decade was probably Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Judges are protected first. So okay, cool. I thought so. Yeah, but even like that would apply to someone in the sheriff's office or a bailiff or a deputy, anyone in a governmental position. With that elevated as well as an enhancement because it does here. But ours include things like bus drivers and stuff. Lawrence County. Okay, so that's where we want this trial. If it's going to move, that's where we want it to go. Okay. Jonathan Straw. Thank you. Oh Lord, here comes Moo. And there she goes. And she's come back again. And there she goes again. You just did that to wipe your tail under my nose, didn't you? Wait. Moo. Her actual name is Claudia. But I've developed Moo for her. And that's because she's the only girl out of the four. So she got called Missy Moo, which got shortened to Moo. And she is a princess. Absolute princess. Jonathan Straw, yes, that name does ring a bell. Did you think he was there to put pressure on Mickey during the deposition to see what he was going to say? A few years back, there was a judge, prosecuting attorney, a DA, and a doctor that was involved in smuggling drugs into the county. Really? You're in South Carolina, aren't you? I think the preacher was the dealer. He was the one that had the was he smuggling them to you? Do you think she'd be in South Carolina if he was? She'd probably be in Ibiza or something. Living it up. And that's a no. You don't care about the regular workers. Yeah, no, government bodies over here. Yeah, it gets elevated. Yeah, for some reason. Now I actually found. No, I've had enough of this timeline. I'm going to, if I can hit that, go to the next. Christ almighty. Okay. Going through that. That's my list of time. Oh, yeah, we're not going through that. Okay. One moment. We have must present oneself. Okay. We're ready. Good evening and welcome. Tonight, this morning, we delve into a story that ripped our nation, a tale of power, corruption, and an unthinkable act of violence in the small, tight-knit community of Letcher County, Kentucky. The tragic shooting of District Court Judge Kevin Mullins by Sheriff Sean Mickey Stines on September the 19th, 2024, wasn't just a local headline. It ripped open a Pandora's box of alleged systemic corruption that implicates officials at multiple levels of local government. Nearly a year ago today, Letcher County Courthouse became the scene of a shocking murder. Sheriff Mickey Stines, a long-time colleague and friend of Judge Kevin Mullins, walked into the judge's chambers and shot him 8 times, fatally wounding him. The entire incident, partially captured on surveillance video, showed a chilling calm before and during the act, with Stines eventually surrendering to authorities. His initial statements to the arresting officers were reportedly paranoid, expressing fear for his life and his wife and daughter. and making claims. And claims his defense team later highlighted as central to an insanity plea. Okay. The story didn't begin with the shooting, though. Just 3 days before he shot and killed Judge Mullins, Sheriff Stines underwent a grueling 5-hour deposition in a federal civil rights lawsuit between Atkins and Fields. This lawsuit, filed by Sabrina Atkins, alleged repeated sexual assaults by Deputy Ben Fields, who was under Sheriff Stines' supervision. Whilst she was on house arrest, Atkins claimed that Fields coerced women into sexual favours in exchange for leniency, often in the very chambers where Judge Mullins was later killed. Explosive allegations also surfaced, with Atkins claiming she saw a video of Judge Mullins himself engaging in sexual acts with an inmate in his chambers. So, that was a bit crass, Jodie. Very crass. It's not a light-hearted topic or subject at all. And one should not make fun of it. Not that I was. I'm just in that silly mood. But it comes down to me to the abuse of power, like the taking advantage of the vulnerability of people with addiction problems and maybe perhaps mental health problems, or definitely legal problems, and abusing that power. And that's another level of fucked up, basically. Like, yeah, that's betrayal, like the ultimate betrayal for people that you're supposed to look up to, respect, abide by. They're supposed to set the example. And if this is the example that they're setting, then fucking Letcher County is up the shit big time. Just saying. That's my executive opinion right there. Oh, and my chat froze. North Carolina, sorry. No, haven't heard from Anna. I did email her again. Oh, road trip to NC, huh? You have 3 stops. I said nothing. Yeah, so it was the actual the Sabrina Atkins case that there was the reason there was CCTV cameras actually installed in the chambers that showed Mickey Stines shooting the judge. Okay. So we have Deputy Ben Fields, who took a plea deal and pleaded guilty to the rape and sodomy and perjury, serving a 6-month sentence out of the 7 years. Released on probation after the 6 months. And then there's Patty Stockholm, the head of the EKCS. Now, what was that for? Eastern Kentucky. EKCS. Come on. Anybody? Eastern Kentucky Correctional Services? Maybe? Good guess. Close enough. That'll do. The home incarceration company, who relied entirely on the deputies like Stines and Fields to manage their programs without much overnight or independent verification of the court orders. Michael Clark, the preacher man, a community liaison for a rehab centre who was also a prior addict and felon, was present in the judge's chambers just before the shooting. Now, he was also, I noticed him on the, if you go back to the video of the shooting, right afterwards, Mickey goes out of the building and up along the car park, along the side wall of the courthouse. I don't know where he goes, but he didn't go far. But you see the preacher man in the car park between the parked cars on either side of the road. And at the same time Mickey is walking away, the police cars are actually arriving on scene. So, and if you watch closely, the preacher is watching Mickey very closely. And as Mickey turns around and comes back, it's almost like he's like yelling something at him between the cars as Mickey's walking past. And Mickey just goes straight back in and surrenders himself. But it was almost like this preacher was perhaps scared of Mickey because he wouldn't approach him. He kept a car distance between them. And just prior, so they all had gone out for lunch together, but just after that, the preacher man and Mickey had involvement in some like a donation of food charity thing. Then they had to go and deliver some meals to people, the two of them together. So they had some alone time before the shooting. I wonder if Mickey has actually discussed anything with the preacher man about his thoughts or about what was going on, because the preacher man he got up and did a he started talking on, was it Twitter or something? Didn't he do was it Facebook? It was Facebook. Yeah, he does for sure. What? It's just being so weird. Pulled up chat for law and crime. That would be nice. 8K subs, yeah. I've nearly got 2,000. Nearly. And I will be working on, do you know what? I have spent hours and hours and hours trying to work out. Now, I know I come across as a dip here because it's at midnight, but I'm broadcasting to you, but I actually consider myself to be quite intelligent and well versed, well experienced, okay, in all facets. I have had a diverse life, diverse experiences, and I've totally forgotten where the fuck I was going with that. What to do with subs? What the fuck? Where was I going with that? Yeah, I can't fucking remember. I can't remember what I was saying. Subscribers. Oh, man. I hate Vibro Fog. I've totally lost what I was saying. Someone jolt my memory. I was working on something. Did I? Oh, yes. Okay, I remember. Thank you. I've spent hours and hours trying to create an embedded link, a hyperlink to the application document and waiver for the debate channel. I can't do the promo without having a link to be able to download the application to be a part of it. There's no point promoting it if you can't apply and play. So, I spent hours, but I was doing it on the wrong program. Okay, so I worked out that I had to actually download it first and save it and then create the hyperlink. But then I stuffed it up again, and because IT is not my specialty. Okay, I don't know where it might have been falsely advised elsewhere, but no, it's not my first language. Okay, I manage, but I'm self-taught. So then I was trying to save this hyperlink to the video format, but in the graphics package. And it wasn't until I was driving home tonight that I thought, you're a dickhead, Jody. You need to download that. You need to download that video and then save the hyperlink to the downloaded video and then upload it to YouTube. So it's only taken me 2 weeks to get to this point. Just saying, okay. What did I do? I didn't disappoint. Hang on, I've missed shit. What have I missed? Thank you. I'll set the checks in the mail. You're too kind. And yep, I'm right there with you, my love. Good job. Yep, she didn't disappoint. Correct. You saw that coming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What she said. You're all as bad as me. You're incorrigible. Okay? And I resemble that remark. Yeah, if she didn't take it there, I would have. Sure. Absolutely, 100%. Okay. Oh, what is this? I see. Sheriff Stines' defense strategy. His lawyers explicitly linked his mental breakdown and paranoid state to the Atkins deposition. Okay. And threats against his family, citing expert psychiatric evidence. Oh, now didn't I say I had his? Did I say I had? I did. I did. I believe I have his. Who's going to watch it? Watch me calls it. Didn't I have his assessment? Did I say I had his assessment? Competency. Okay. I do. Comes now, the defendant Sean Mickey Stines, line through counsel, and hereby states as follows. Better share that, I suppose. Then you can see what I'm doing. Share screen. Ugly. Zoom. Defendant intends to present expert evidence relating to a mental disease or defect or mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt and punishment. Defendant intends to present a defence of insanity as well as a defence of extreme emotional disturbance. In the event that the Commonwealth elects to request an examination, then the defendant is entitled to the participation of an expert in the Commonwealth's examination. This is not only permissible but mandatory upon request. KRS 504, that must be the guidelines that they have to examine by, is it? Retained by the defendant shall be permitted to participate. Yes, or McCracken, in McCracken County Fiscal Court. McCracken itself, yeah. The Kentucky Supreme addressed the mandatory nature of this statutory right in finding that costs associated with the defence's expert attendance during the state's examination were reasonable. Okay, good for you. This isn't his Jeremy Bartlett. That wasn't his psych assessment. I want his psych assessment. Oh, I've got the grand jury testimony. Anyone on that? That one was leaked. How long is that? 27 pages. He was interviewed by Detective Stamper. No, sorry. Detective Stamper was being interviewed. Grand jury testimony regarding Sheriff Sean Stines. So they're interviewing Detective Clayton Stamper. Oh, okay. So he was the sergeant that responded to the call. Well, he was en route to the courthouse. From Hazard County, I learnt that apparently Judge Mullins was deceased because they'd asked a coroner to come to the scene. All right, let me share this. This actually seems worthwhile. I was just scanning to make sure. You read that? Yes, because they had asked the coroner to come to the scene. And I also learned that there was one male subject in custody that had allegedly done the shooting. By the time I arrived at the courthouse, numerous other detectives arrived about the same time as I did. It was at that time that I realised that the person that was actually in custody was Sheriff Mickey Stines. And he was seated in the hallway just inside the front doors of the courthouse. So at that time, myself and the other detectives, we were divided up tasks to do, which included conducting interviews, collecting evidence at the scene. I personally, the first thing I done, me and a few other detectives tried to talk to Sheriff Stines to see if he was going to give us a statement or whatever about what happened. He refused to do so. I conducted a few more interviews and then I was made aware of some surveillance footage that was in the courthouse, and there was actually a camera that was in Judge Mullins' chambers. Was able to view this footage, and the footage showed Sheriff Stines come in. He comes into the judges and Detective Stamper. Before we get into the details of that footage, okay, I know you said that you and some other officers were all en route to the courthouse. Yes. Were you the first officer on the scene? No, I was not. Are you aware of who was? Well, other than you mean KSP or general, law enforcement generally? Well, there was Officer Hunsucker Clemens with Whitesburg PD. There were several Letcher County deputy sheriffs who were at the sheriff's office who responded just by simply walking over from their office at the courthouse. Okay, and so geographically, with those law enforcement personnel Were they just close to the courthouse? Yes. Okay. And did you, as part of your investigation, I know you said officers kind of divided up the duties. Yes. As part of that investigation, they did. What did they report? Hunsucker and Clemens with Whitesburg PD reported that they had. There's also Deputy Borman, who I personally interviewed with, one of the ones that walked from the sheriff's office to the courthouse. He said he passed Sheriff Stines walking on the street away from the courthouse, and the sheriff had just like a blank look on his face. And Borman tried to get information about what was going on, and he said the sheriff didn't say anything, so he continued on into the courthouse. Officers Hunsucker and Clemens both stated that they had just entered the courthouse just inside the front door, basically formulating a plan to locate a shooter. And at that point, Sheriff Stines walked in right behind them, and he said basically words to the effect of, "There's nobody else, it was me." He takes his pistol out and he lays it on a table that's just to the right of the doorway, just inside the courthouse. He made a statement like, "They're trying to kidnap my wife and kid," or something like that, to one of the officers, and they take him into custody. At that point, had they identified the shooter? Yes. So then, did those officers go to Judge Mullins' chambers? They did. Okay, and what, based on their interviews, what did they discover? A mouse? Really? Mm-hmm. They discovered Judge Mullins on the floor of his office with numerous gunshot wounds. Was he still wearing his robe at the time? He was. What does that matter? Does that make a difference? Really? And was that here in the Letcher County Courthouse? It was. Okay. Now, you said that as part of your investigation, you actually recovered some camera footage, yes. And where was that camera footage located? Throughout the courthouse, we recovered footage, but the one particular camera is actually inside Judge Mullins' chambers. Okay. We reviewed the footage. Yes. Any sound? No. Can you tell us what you observed? Reviewing the footage in the courthouse. I can tell you that Sheriff Stines entered the courthouse at 2:38 p.m. through the front door. At 2:40 p.m. he is in the judge's office at this time. There's 4 other people inside the office. He apparently asked those people to leave, and you indicated there were 4 other people inside the office. Yes. Were those just 4 other individuals who worked in the courthouse? Yes. Were they all interviewed? Yes. What did they say Sheriff Stines said when he walked in? Basically, they said he asked them to leave, that he needed to talk to the judge. Okay. And so did those 4 people leave? Yes, they did. They went to the jury room, or the smoking room on the other side, which is the next room over. Can you actually see them leaving and watching? Yes, you can. 2:40, when the sheriff entered the judge's chambers, he sits in a chair in front of the judge's desk. At 2:42, sheriff gets up and checks various doors. He checks the door that leads into the jury room at one point. Checks the door that's behind him that would lead to where, like, the court designated work for juveniles is in the courthouse. He checks that door, and that's slightly out of view of the camera. 2:48, the sheriff starts looking at his own telephone. You can see him holding his hand, looking at it. 2:50, he borrows the judge's phone. After that, you can see Stines stand up. He takes his weapon out of his holster. Yeah, you can. As soon as he stands up, you can see him. He flicks his T-shirt over so that the gun and the holster is exposed on his belt. It is no longer a concealed carry. Yes, so he stands up, takes his weapon out of his holster, walks over and locks the door that goes to the jury room. And that's about where the video that was played at the preliminary hearing picks up, yes. We're going to play that for the grand jury, yes. Okay, so they play the thing, yes. Okay. It's going to show the shooting, yes. Okay. And you testified earlier that prior to this part of the clip, you can see Stines lock one of the doors. Yes, the door that he is standing next to. Okay. So video picking up after he unholsters his weapon and locks the door. Yes. Was about to walk out of the room. He reaches under the desk and fires. It'd be 6 more shots. Wow. And so did you actually see Stines shoot from 3 different physical locations inside that room? Yes. Did Judge Mullins survive the gunshots? No. Now, Detective Stamper, throughout your investigation, have you become aware of some speculation in the community involving Judge Mullins and the daughter of Sean Stines? That's right. I have. And what is the daughter's name? Lila. That's nice. And how old is Lila? 17, I think, or 16. She's in high school. She's a juvenile. Has she been interviewed? She has. Okay. And was she specifically asked about the speculation in the community? She was. And what was her response? She denied any allegations of having any contact whatsoever with Judge Mullins. Okay. And by contact, what do you mean? By social media, by text, by phone, in person, any kind of contact whatsoever? She denied it. Did she deny any sort of relationship? Yes. Okay. Did you also ask the wife of Sean Stines, is her name Carolyn? Yes. She was asked the same questions. There was also rumours about her having some kind of relationship with Judge Mullins, and she denied those allegations. She was specifically asked about whether or not she had any knowledge of her daughter Lila and Judge Mullins having any sort of relationship. Yes. And what was her response to that? That was not true. Okay. Now, as part of your investigation, did you become aware of Lila's phone number? I did. And did you also obtain and examine Judge Mullins' cell phone? I did. Did you also obtain and examine phone records from the cell phone? Yes. And based upon your review of those records thus far and the phones thus far, does there appear to be any communication between Judge Mullins' phone and Lila's phone? None whatsoever. Was there a call between the two of those numbers on September the 19th between Lila's and Judge Mullins' number on the day of the shooting? There was. Okay. And based upon your investigation, were you able to determine the source of that call? So Mickey called his daughter from the judge's phone. Why? I don't know. Based upon your investigation. Yeah. While he was sitting in the chair in front of Judge Mullins' desk to call his own daughter, Mickey used the judge's phone call. It's bizarre. Why would he do that? Why? And why would that piss him off? Why would he ring her? What did he want to know? Outside of that phone call, have you discovered any other calls between Lila's phone and Judge Mullins? No. And you're familiar with Sean Stines' date of birth? November 30, 1980. Wow, he's only young. He looks older than that. You're familiar with his social security number? Yes, we don't need to see that. Okay, we're off the record. She may have a question. Oh, I'm sorry. So you said that you brought the phone records back, yes? Was her phone number stored in the judge's phone? It was not. Okay. Juror question. Is there any way to retrieve any of it if it's been deleted off the phone? Yes, there are. Female juror. What about social media like Snapchat or one of those other types? Yes, there was no evidence. Is that traceable? Yes. There's no evidence of any kind of communication with the male juror. With the comments that you made earlier, that one of the deputies said they were trying to steal the family, yes. What was the cause of that? I guess, so in those interviews with Lila and Caroline Stines, yes, did they discover any that they had been any concerns for their own personal safety. Well, they may not have known. Maybe Mickey protected them from that. Like, they may not have been aware if there was any danger. Did they disclose any? That there had been any concerns for their own personal safety? No. I thought this was Mickey's deposition. Was there an active warrant, or I guess had they contacted the sheriff, Lila or Caroline, about any sort of EPO or protective order? Were they fearful of Mr. Stines? No. The footage throughout the courthouse as you followed him through the courthouse, what's his demeanour on the footage there? I don't really know Mickey that well, but I mean, you can see him. He walks straight when he comes into the courthouse that day and walks through the front door. He walks back past the elevator and goes in. I guess it's called the jury room. That's how he enters and exits. After the shooting, he exited the same way. I mean, I really don't know how to answer your question. He didn't seem to be in a hurry. Okay. He walked up the street. By the time he makes it outside the courthouse, there's already law enforcement's response. Mickey was walking away from the courthouse. He doesn't say anything. He just kept on walking. Oh, they're asking him if he knew where the shooter was at. He didn't say anything. He keeps on walking. At some point, Sheriff Stines turns around and walks back towards the courthouse, back to the front door. Female juror. With the interviews, whether it be you or anyone else that did the interviews, were those people that worked with him asked about any type of strange behaviour prior or weeks prior, days prior? Yes. Was anything asked of that nature? There were, and the common answer to that was Mickey was not acting like himself. And what time frame did they give? A time frame of how long that had been going on? I think particularly it was like a week and a half to 2 weeks leading up to the shooting, and no one had ever stated that strange behaviour was not reported to anybody. Were there any formal requests through the legal system to get him any sort of assistance or anything like that? No. I understand that both phone records have been obtained. You know, it's common for a sheriff and a judge maybe communicate, but was there any increase or strange messages between the phones? No, not really. I know they had communicated the night before, but that seems to be a work matter that's not related to what happened. I think they communicated on a regular basis. Right. Work-related issues. You stated that you and several others had tried to talk to Mickey that day. We did. Have any of you all tried to talk to him since then? Male juror. No. So he's not been interviewed at all since that day. Well, he wasn't interviewed that day because he didn't want to talk, and he had an attorney shortly after. So even though people said that he had not been acting like himself, did they show any real concern about his behaviour, or did they just think, he's not been himself lately? No, his family was concerned. Some ladies that work in the sheriff's office were concerned that he wasn't acting like himself. Did they say specifically what they thought? There is an active lawsuit against the sheriff's office that was ongoing, and that seemed to be the nature of his issues that was going on with him, based on what these people told us. Okay. So we really haven't learned anything new through reading this. Okay. Was seen by Dr. McDougall. Did he document any type of hallucinations or psychosis? I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Did he suffer any type of hallucinations or psychosis, depression, mental health issues? No verbal response. Ooh. Detective Stamper, I'm handing you the medical records returned. Would that be them? It is. And are there comments from Dr. McDougall there? There are. Would you read that document for the grand jurors? Yes. It says, patient sees me for the first time today since December 23. He's accompanied by his friends who are concerned about his level of stress and loss of sleep. The patient was very subdued, but denied any depression, anxiety, psychosis, suicidal, or homicidal thoughts. Lie, pants on fire. Although he did not weigh in check-in today, he states he's almost lost 40 pounds intentionally over the past several months, and his stress levels related to his work have contributed to his weight loss as well. He denied any problems at home. He stated he just needed his blood work and some medication refilled. I was happy to see his blood pressure was good today. And are these medical records for September 18th? They are. Is there a list of medications he is taking? I'm so glad I opened this. I have another question. So you said the ongoing lawsuit against the sheriff's office. Yes. Did Judge Mullins have any relation to the case in any way? Ooh. No, not that it would matter. Really? To your knowledge, was Judge Mullins involved? No. To my knowledge, no. No involvement. Really? So Dr. McDougall said pretty much there's no mental health issues, but was there any major physical health issues that he was struggling with that might have affected his mental health? Not that I'm aware of. And you stated that when he came into and talked to the officers that he said they were starting to they were trying to take my wife and daughter. Yes. Did he refer to who they were? No. He wasn't referring as in him as Judge Mullins. It was they as in more than. Mm-hmm. So there's no interview with Mickey stating a motive for why he did what he did. No. The previous luncheon, was Mr. Stines a part of that lunch? He was. They've all been interviewed, and none of the people there said there was any conflicts or arguments. Yes, I know. He'd done a food delivery with someone after lunch. That was with Michael Clark, not Watts. That was the preacher. I took some food to someone in the community. Mr. Watts didn't notice anything peculiar. So he was in a sane mind as far as the investigation has gone, yes. Well, a detective isn't really someone that can diagnose the sane mind, just quietly. Any other questions? No. Okay, good. That's the end of it. Fuck. It's 20 minutes of my life. I'll never get back. I actually thought it was Mickey's deposition. It's not. Yeah, that's my pointer. There you go. Bye-bye. Close. Close. Thank you. Oh. All right. I keep missing all the chat. Judge should be making ruling lawyers had till October 6th. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Well, I had a look and I couldn't see anything. I didn't actually look on the what docket would it be on the Letcher County clerks? Is that where the hearings are being held at Letcher County? Right, share this page. I was going through earlier on today And I found an article that stated, what do we know about Letcher County? Where is it? Who is Mickey Stines and what to know about Letcher County sheriffs accused in fatal shooting? Oh, did you? There you go. All right. Who's Mickey Stines? He's from Neon, Kentucky, and currently lives in McRoberts. Right on. According to his Facebook account. Liz, you can look that up for me. Notable cases has Stines been involved in. All right, I need to wet the whistle. Before I read it anymore. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay. So carry on. The suit says the abuse occurred in the chamber of Mullins, but does not say if he was aware of it or allege he was involved in any wrongdoing. The suit also alleged Stines did not reasonably respond to reports of suspicions. Suit alleges Kentucky deputy forced woman to have sex in judge's chambers. Well, we know that. 2019, Stines was vocal about the meth epidemic plaguing Letcher County. Interesting. But that was 6 years ago. I wonder if he hadn't put it together then. After a group of 5 students were involved in an incident with methamphetamine, according to a report from the Owensboro Messenger. According to an electronically filed deposition notice, Stines was expected to provide a deposition on Monday in relation to the suit. Yes, it's nothing new. 44 years old. He looked way older than that. I'm sorry. I thought he was around my age. Oh, hello. I just found it. Senior Singles Connections. Yeah. Think they're real? Oh, look. Oh, here we go. Over 60 are ditching pads for a better alternative. Woohoo, they look sexy as fuck. Was that LBL? Light bladder leakage. Laughlin teeth whitening kits. 20% off at Amazon. Right. Florida officials arrest man released from Kentucky prison. Plan to return him. If you can answer 15 questions correctly, your risk of Alzheimer's is virtually zero. Do we take the quiz? Should we take the quiz? No, because I'll probably fail. Should we take it? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. You're all doing it with me, though. Start the quiz. Okay. Let's do it. How sharp is your brain? Oh, shit. I'm going to fail. Take our expert-designed memory and focus test to evaluate your mental clarity, concentration, and recall. How your brain performs under pressure and receive a personalized roadmap to unlock peak cognitive performance. Okay. Have you ever trained your memory? That's a no for me. How often do you forget a familiar word you usually remember? Okay. How often do you forget the names of people you meet? I don't really meet people, so yeah, occasionally, I suppose. How often do you forget where you put things like your key or your phone? Actually, no. Keys and phone, I know exactly where they are, always. So, rarely for me. But then I put them in the spot when I'm finished with them so that I know where they are. It's like routine. Do you feel your memory is better, worse, or about the same compared to 5 years ago? Worse. How often do you feel distracted when trying to focus on a task? Fuck. How often do you forget important dates like birthdays or anniversaries? Actually. When recalling a recent trip or vacation, how detailed are you in memories? Mostly highlights. I find it easy to concentrate when learning new information. When given multiple instructions, I can remember. Oh, fuck no. Not now. I am able to recall recent events clearly and in detail. I often use tricks or notes to help me remember things. No. Do you often forget to do things you planned later, like appointments or chores? Oh, fuck me. Do you easily remember facts and knowledge you've learned over time, like, well, yeah, historical shit. Dates and definitions. Yes, I remember that easily. Yes. And then something new, do you quickly forget it shortly afterwards? Is it hard to remember a phone number or address long? Yeah. How do you forget how to do familiar tasks? Something like no. How confident are you in your ability to remember important information? Not very. How often do you need to recheck information? Yeah, all right. If I'm hard to remember things, yes. How often do you forget what you intend to say in conversation? Oh, fuck, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. How often do you forget where you parked your car or left your bike? Well, no, never, because I never take it out. Do you frequently need reminders from others? How often do memory problems make you feel frustrated or upset? Does forgetting important information cause you to worry about your memory? No, because I know what it is. When working on multiple things at once, do you find it yet? Do distractions make it harder for you to what? I'm distracted. You find it easy to remember things when you write them down. Mm-hmm. Quickly memorize these pictures. Oh, fuck. Uh-huh. Oh, Jesus. Which picture had the red circle? No fucking idea. No idea. Oh. Left. Quickly memorize this picture. Oh, my Lord. Which picture had more green shapes? Right. Memorize this picture. Which picture showed the red apple? Memorize these colors. Red, blue, yellow, green, 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 red, blue, yellow, green. Red, blue, yellow, green. Third. Memorize this sequence of numbers. 4927. 4927. Memorize these words. Apple chair, book lamp, pen. Apple chair, book lamp, pen. Apple chair. Select the word you remember from apple lamp, book. Yeah, book. Memorize the highlighted numbers. 97659, 97659, 97659, 97659. Memorize this number. I thought it said 15 questions. 582 848 50. 582 848 50. Memorize the colours carefully. Green, red, green, blue. Red, blue, yellow, green. Green, red, green, blue. What was the colour of the rectangle marked with a question mark? Green, red. Oh, fuck. Green, I think. Memorize this sequence. 5831. 5831. Select the reversed. Memorize the highlighted letters. P-E-R-Y. Perry. Which letters were highlighted? Memorize these colours. Blue, red, green, yellow, blue, red, green, yellow, blue, red, green, yellow. Memorize this sequence of numbers. 12, 27, 39, 41, 53, 12, 27, 39, 41. 12, 27, 39, 41, 53. 49. 12, 27, 39. 12, 27, 39. Fuck. The pictures. White. I think it was that. Oh. You watch, I'm going to have to fucking pay for this now. Oh dear, wait for it. This woman is a freak show. Oh, are you shitting me? That would never happen. See? $3.99 I have to pay for this shit. Holy crap. Well, I get nothing out of that. Nothing. My personalized cognitive performance report. Yeah, no, I pretty much know where I am. You sons of bitches. I should have known it. Motherfucker. Scammed again. Okay. Bye-bye. How old is this? Career Journal. White House looking into prison release of man convicted in killing a Kentucky boy. When was that? Come on, show me the date. Wow, October 5th, 2025. Wow. Why is it not sharing? Share. Share screen. White House says it intends to intervene after uproar spread over the release of a man sentenced for the fatal. Oh, God. Ronald Exantis, 42, served 7 years of a 20-year prison sentence in Woodford County after he was found guilty in 2018 on 2 counts of second-degree assault and 1 count of fourth-degree assault in relation to the death of Logan Tipton. A circuit court jury found Exantis not guilty of murder and first-degree burglary by reason of insanity, according to court records. Court records show Exantis started mandatory re-entry supervision October 1st and is scheduled to be released in June 18, 26. Reports of his release from prison drew outrage on social media. White House press secretary. It's wholly unacceptable for a child killer to walk free after just several years in prison. Right. The White House is looking into this. Let's have a look at that. Oh, look how cute he is. Oh, it's on Twitter. Oh, dear. A cesspool. I hate Twitter. Whoa. A man who broke into a house and stabbed a child to death is now walking free. One of the most heinous miscarriages of justice in American history. Okay. Well, looks like it doesn't want to load, so that's a shame. Ooh, new device for neuropathy relief. Ooh, I need that. Doctor's number 1 for neuropathy relief. Ooh. Nerve stimulation. Struggle from relentless tingling? Yes. Numbness? Yes. Yes. Numbness you feel it makes walking? Yes. Oh. Do you wake up at 3 a.m? Yes. Have you dropped anything because your hands suddenly went numb? Have they been spying on me? If you answered yes to even one of these, you're not alone. Yeah. I love walking. What is it? A tens machine or something? Come on, what is it? One-time purchase of $199. See, my head is fucked. See, look, oh, there they go. My headphones falling off again. They won't stay on. They keep falling off. Yeah, it's a tens machine. And I want $200 for that. Piss off. Yeah. TENS. Tens. It's not breakthrough. I hate clickbait. New device for neuropathy. New. It's not new. I'm telling you, people. Why has everyone on here got perky tits? What's the go? Some gifts. A what? Just more. Okay. Safety deposit boxes. So you can have your teeth whitened. You can eat apple cider vinegar gummies. You can pee your pants and get electric treatment all on this page. You're so lucky. You have everything in the US. Everything. Kentucky News. Shelby County Courthouse Annex closes after bed bugs infestation. Well, there's bed bugs in Shelby, and there's bed lugs in Letcher. Don't hate me. One stop dog shop. Yep. Oh, spray once. Hear the difference quickly. What? I should get that from my mum. How older people are losing weight. Do you know my mum sent me a bloody thing on? She keeps sending me things from Facebook. Can you suss this out for me, love, and tell me if it's a scam? My mum was on Facebook. It's a scam. He sent me one yesterday about some fucking salt diet, right? Click now. For the next 24 hours, you get the free recipe. When did the 24 hours start, Mum? I didn't even look. It's a scam. Oh, it's glorious. It's 72. Louisville man finds courage to come out as gay. Good on you, mate. Bashir tells Kentucky sheriff to quit after third deal. So who's the current Kentucky sheriff? Who took over Mickey's position? I'm a former Klan member. I know the true cost of political violence. Right. You got it all there, haven't you? Roy Lee Ward will be executed. It took 24 painful years to happen. Ooh. Ooh. Who was that? Is Kentucky death penalty state? "24 years since the Southern Indiana girl's murder have been long and painful." Stacey Payne. Why do I know that name? It was July 11th, 2001. She was at home waiting for her shift to start. The 15-year-old hadn't been at Jenks Pizza long, but she'd already endeared herself to everyone there. She'd written a letter to the owners asking for the job at the beginning of the summer, and it was so impressive they hired her on the spot. Even among a staff full of fellow high schoolers, she was the youngest, earning her the nickname Little Stacy. Work ethic and self-direction extended into every other area of her life. Heading into her sophomore year at Heritage Hills High School, not only did she play flute in the marching band, one time at band camp, but she was But she was a cheerleader too. Not only did she serve on student council and make the honour roll, but she taught arts and crafts at her summer Bible school. Oh, she's a regular do-gooder. Students like that usually go on to leadership roles. All that future awaited her. Then around 12:30 p.m. she heard a knock on her door. She and her younger sister were at the family's house in Dale when Roy Lee Ward appeared. According to police, he told Stacey he was looking for a lost dog. Instead, for reasons he's never been able to explain, he forced himself inside, cut the phone lines, and attacked a terrified and screaming Stacey with a knife and dumbbell. You fucker. Her sister, who had been napping upstairs, hid and frantically called 911. Dale Town Marshal Matt Keller arrived within minutes, and officials airlifted the seriously injured teenager to University of Louisville Hospital, but the wounds were too much to overcome. Doctors pronounced her dead at 4:18 p.m. A little over a year later, a jury found Ward guilty of murder, rape, and you fucker, criminal deviant conduct. He was sentenced to the death penalty. So when was that? When was that? 21. So it's taken them what? that long. After decades of appeals and guilty verdicts from two separate juries, that sentence will finally be carried out. Ward is scheduled to die by lethal injection at Indiana State Prison, Michigan City, just after midnight Friday. Ooh, that's today. It's after midnight here. So that's coming today. You've got that at midnight tonight. Is that right? He became the third convicted murder executed in Indiana in the last 10 months, and his death will officially end a case that's thrown an unrelenting pall over Payne's family and the area at large for 24 years. Wow. Keller responded to the scene so quickly that day that Ward was still gripping a knife when he ran through the door and into the unspeakable crime scene. It was the worst thing he'd ever seen in his life. Wow. He was originally scheduled to die on 22 years ago, on December the 18th, 2003. That became June 8th, 2008, and then finally 11th of December 2012, a date handed down by the Indiana Supreme Court. 8 days before, however, Ward filed an application for a stay of execution in federal court. Judge Richard Young granted it, giving Ward's attorneys an additional 90 days to file a habeas corpus petition. That 90 days came and went several times over. 2015, a new knot presented itself. Some drug manufacturers unwilling to allow states to use their products. Forced to select a new cocktail. Methohexyl potassium chloride and pancuronium bromide. Never been used in lethal injections before. Ward's attorneys sued, saying the Department of Corrections ignored state law by not following protocol in choosing the concoction. Saying the state had violated Ward's and other death row inmates' civil rights. Well, Indiana struggled to obtain the lethal injection drugs for several years. They passed a law that shielded the identity of the manufacturer in hopes that would unclog the supply chain, but a new drug didn't materialize until last year. To execute Joseph Cochran on December 18th and Benjamin Ritchie on May 20, Indiana spent a total of $900,000. After the death of Ritchie, who violently sat up, raised his shoulders, and twitched violently for about 3 seconds, after getting the dose. His defense attorney, Steve Shute, told the Indiana Capital Chronicle the state had exhausted its supply. He said the high cost and short shelf life of the phenobarbital should make Indiana reconsider how it carries out the death penalty. Okay. Floated the possibility of firing squad. Okay. Fucking hell. Something that costs, I think, $300,000 a pop that has a 90-day shelf life. Really? $300,000 for phenobarbital? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be putting it on the shelf and letting them expire. Okay, fair enough. So when is his execution? Oh, Lord. New trial in Clay County in June 2007. Outcome was the same. History of indecent exposure. Now, this is Ward's first brush with the law during the first trial. Maybe we should follow this one. work backwards. That's something different. During the first trial in 2002, clinical psychologists testified that Ward had been exposing himself since he was at least 10 years old. And between 1992 and 2001, court records show that Leopold, Indiana, racked up numerous charges of indecent exposure, public indecency, and theft. Even his own defense attorney said authorities suspected him in additional public indecency reports in Perry County. Fucking hell. So how far away is Indiana from Kentucky? I thought Indiana was up higher. Harrison County in 1999 allegedly exposed himself to someone in the parking lot. Okay. In 2003, having just turned 15 herself, Stacey's sister pushed the Indiana General Assembly to pass a law that would spark an automatic felony charge for anyone repeatedly convicted of indecent exposure. It became law later that year. Wow. Okay. North, 4 hours north, I'm guessing. In his clemency hearing last month, defense attorney Michelle Law argued Ward has since been diagnosed as autistic. What do you fucking do? That was misunderstood back in the early 2000s. She said, leaving jurors with a distorted view of him. Really? What? The distorted view of him with gripping a fucking dripping knife over a 16-year-old girl's body? That's a distorted view? Fuck off. Despite what he did, she claimed he's not a psychopath. Doesn't have to be. He's still a murderer. Ward declined to testify himself. Signed affidavit from the 17th of September. He cited a learning disability and language impairment. Oh, which made it difficult for him to convey what he's actually trying to say. Well, I think he pretty much made his point. I'm trying to say that I just stabbed a 15-year-old. You can't say it any clearer with your knife in hand, mate. Sorry. And if you were trying to explain yourself when you're exposing yourself, what were you explaining? That it was cold? I can't tell you why all this happened because I don't fully understand it myself. Right. So, is it stated today? Like, when is it scheduled for? October 9th. So it is today. Ooh. 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 Okay. Mm. Mm. Ow, ow, ow. Un momento. Per favore. Oh. Oops. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. Hang on. I should turn this fan off. Ow. Brr. It's getting a bit chilly. Okay. We're a day late. Oh. Oh. Oh, you got no sound? You got no sound at all? I don't know what that does. Oh, try this. Did you hear that? Bugger. Wonder why that's not. Did it have CCs? I don't know why that's not. Hang on. Let me see the settings on here. It's not muted. How about I do this? You'll have sound on here. You hear that? Really? You can't hear that? Fuck. Motherfucker. All right, I'll remove that and I'll start again. See if that helps. Share screen. Also share tab audio. Yes, that's on. Share. Add to stage. Add to stage. All right, let's go again.
Thing that I'd ever witnessed. I think about this case every day.
Ward was convicted and sentenced to the death penalty and later pleaded guilty upon a new trial. Even his defense lawyer called him a severe psychopath. Though his current attorney said his client isn't antisocial, but rather on the autism scale, which makes it hard for him to express his remorse. The Indiana Parole Board and Supreme Court found that condition did not mitigate the brutality of Stacy's killing, and Ward needed to be put to death. Though the condemned man argued that he worries he will suffer needless pain during the execution and won't be able to look through the death chamber's one-way glass to see the witnesses to his execution.
Did they record these?
The state's high court ruled that Ward didn't appeal based on claiming he was innocent of the crime or his trial rights were violated, just that he disagreed with the process of ending his life. Last week, Ward filed a dismissal of his appeal. His execution is set for after midnight tonight. In the newsroom, Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
The weather for
There you go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back into episode of the Lord.
You. uh-huh. Ah. Ah. He thinks me just hit the wall. Let me just check one little thing. It's a good thing I was watching on YouTube last night. It was Dr. Sandra Lee. Shall I play that one? I'll play one for Z. Okay. Let's show this one. Okay.
Now, you also mentioned start with external injuries. I want to talk about what external injuries did you observe on the victim's body?
Yes, he said he had a through-and-through gunshot wound on his right thigh and a through-and-through gunshot wound on his left foot.
Look at this Medicare plan with a prepaid card.
Now, Dr. Mathis, you
We've
mentioned
got
a through-and-through
something being watched in the background that I can hear.
right thigh and left foot. I want to break that down. I want to start with the left foot.
Yes.
If you have Medicare and Medicaid and have a qualifying condition, call us.
Your Honor, now moving to evidence, what has been
We'll explain plans.
previously marked as stage 1W by stipulation of the parties.
Sorry. She's talking in the background on her phone. Answering what she's watching on her phone. Yep. Okay, right then. So, 2:30. Time to go to the dentist. Wow. She needs at least 3. At least. Okay. Well, that's a good night from me. On that note, if you can't be good at it. Do as I say, not as I do. And I'll be seeing you real soon. Hasta la vista, bitches. Bye.
Hey there, thanks for stopping in. We hope you will join us again. We all look forward to next time. We get to talk about true crime. Clues. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule and the defense rests. Our true crime family is great. All types of topics we debate. Smash that like and ring that bell. Hit subscribe, you might as well.